Here we are, live, not live for you, but live for us, in a special post-game show, Game 1 Mann Cup.
Mann Cup edition.
Mann Cup edition. Victoria Shamrocks beat the Six Nation Chiefs 5-4. And again, we come to you with Superfan Marcus Farmer with his thoughts and view in our post-game analysis show from the Bear Mtn Arena parking lot, turning onto the Department of National Defense property as usual. Marcus, what an exciting game. Give me your thoughts.
Yes, excitement levels were high throughout. The crowd was eager to go. Very pumped up to start the game. Of course, the Chiefs scored first. The Chiefs seemed to be controlling the game in the first period and a half. Rocks were struggling to do basic things like catch the ball. People beside me were starting to mutter. I heard a lot of muttering from my wife.
That'd be me.
I heard some talk of fundamentals.
That again would be me.
And definitely Chiefs are as advertised. Tough as nails, defensively, very hard hitting, really bringing the lumber. A couple guys literally bringing the lumber, but you don't see that out here in the West.
He's talking about the Woodies.
Rory Smith, he's I remember him from New West not that long ago. Toughest player in lacrosse, still the toughest player in lacrosse, hardest hitter, no shoulder pads, ready to go at any time. No one wants to fight him because he's an absolute animal, and he was dominant out there tonight. Their goaltender was sharp, and without a doubt, the Shamrocks got a little better as the game went on, a little better. Vince made huge saves when he had to.
Yeah, especially on that power play.
Save at the end of the game and the save on the when they were on the power play and the Six Nations got that breakaway. That little guy's fast too. He's probably was one of the fastest players on the floor. Those two saves were huge, especially the one on the power play, keep him in the game. And Jesse King, what can you say? Natural hat trick. Might be the first natural hat trick we've seen all year. That was outstanding, and to cap it off with a over-the-shoulder goal for the game winner, that was spectacular. Seemed like they settled down in the third, and well, it'd be interesting to see how the Chiefs respond to a loss. So
any thoughts on, after the second period, shots on goal? The Shamrocks had double the shots on goal to the Chiefs at one point, and the Chiefs had double the goals. What do you attribute that to?
The Chiefs play a little different game than the Shamrocks. There's not a lot of transition, so they don't get a lot of quick shots. They like to set their offense. They like to set their 30. It seems like part of their game plan is to run that shot clock down. Especially they were ahead most of the game, so they're taking advantage of the 30 and trying to set up their shots. It just seems like they really like to get into a set offense. The only time they try to transition or a quick stick, not a quick stick, but a running goal with a shot early in the clocks was when they were either killing a penalty on a breakaway or at the end of the game when they were just trying to find a way to tie it in the final minute there.
Well, speaking of the transitions, it was interesting that in the final game of the Langley-Victoria series, Victoria got called for a penalty for having the bench gate open.
Yes.
And it appeared to me tonight that Six Nations Chiefs plays with their bench gate open the whole game, and there was at least 2 times that I saw, and maybe more you can comment on, where it appeared that they had 8 guys on the floor because 2 guys were transitioning out of that bench, and that door was open all the time. Do you have any thoughts on their bench management?
Well, I do.
He's trying not to hit these people who just walked out into the middle of the street.
That's an interesting pedestrian move there.
Okay. Bench management.
Well, it's always tricky, the whole lacrosse bench thing. They definitely run a bench that I've never seen before. Their door is open entirely, the entire game. They're jumping on and off of it. There's the box in front. I don't know how many times they're out of the box. The refs didn't call but one, maybe. But I also saw that when they were on the power play, they had the one shooter there, 88. I can't think of his name, but he's one of their big shooters. He wasn't even going to the bench. He was just standing outside the door in the change area, right on the floor. So, too many men? Yeah, I'd say so. But you can't beat the refs. You just gotta, you can't.
Well, we beat them tonight, so that's a good thing. So, what do you think the keys to success moving forward in Game 2 tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Bear Mtn Arena are for the Victoria Shamrocks?
It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be a low scoring series. Vince has to be as good as he was tonight, if not better. I'd like to see him score some goals on transition. They had a little transition action tonight. They almost got a couple goals in the first period, but just didn't quite bounce their way. They need to come out a little more settled. Obviously, the passing was not sharp tonight. It needs to be better. They need to be able to handle the Chiefs' toughness as well as they did tonight, and they need to build on what they've done, because the Chiefs are only going to come out harder tomorrow night. They sure don't want to be down 2-0. So they're going to be coming out just even harder tomorrow night than they came out tonight. And it'll be interesting to see. I only know the Chiefs a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how they respond to the game tonight, because they haven't lost in the playoffs. They haven't lost much this year. They've been the best team in Canada all year long. So they're not used to losing. They're certainly not used to losing a game when they're leading in the third period. So it's a lot. There's a lot of questions. It just keeps getting better from here. That was a great start to the Mann Cup. Great start.
Any final thoughts on Game 1 before we wrap up the first post-game show of the Mann Cup?
What are your thoughts, sweetheart? What have you got for us?
Well, I mean, you've already summed up a lot of my thoughts. My wife was muttering under her breath. Bad fundamentals, poor passing.
Who's your wife?
Your wife. Anyways, I guess we're done for tonight. Again, the Victoria Shamrocks beat the Six Nations Chiefs in Game 1 of the Mann Cup at Bear Mtn Arena in Victoria in a nail-biter. So tune in
tomorrow. Nothing more exciting than a home comeback.
So tune in with Superfan Marcus and myself, Shauna Farmer, for tomorrow night's post-game show, and we'll see you then. Go Rocks!